of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters, these heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl, Josh, and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of tokusatsu. Now, open wide.
Let me backtrack. Your story, for example. How many iterations of that thing have you gone through to get to where it's at? And you don't have to answer, but all I'm saying is the amount of times you've crafted and recrafted and reworked. If you went with those initial ideas, given their fallacies, given whatever adjustments could have been made.
Yeah.
If you went with those initial ideas and just got them out there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you make a little quick manga out of that.
Yeah.
That shit catches fire because it's just a little blurb of an idea that you liked. Okay, yeah. That's kind of this. I don't think it's a new pattern, but it's kind of what I'm going with because of what Demon Slayer did.
Yeah. By
telling a condensed, awesome story, but foregoing unnecessary directions and giving the perfect amount of attention to the main story that you should have focused on the entire time.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the same thing that's going on with this Chainsaw Man manga, where it's going to be another short story, but apparently this manga is like big shit. I haven't seen it. I haven't read it myself. I've just seen images of it.
Yeah, I've just seen some covers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but listening to the guy I listen to, he's like in love with this manga because of whatever it is. So it has to be something about what's changing and maybe the addressing the attention span. Because I mean, who now will go through a One Piece? Who has the ability to do that anymore?
I literally refuse to. So
yeah,
if your show, like, there's very few shows I will even sit down and watch anymore that are over 100 episodes. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, 26 episodes are like, okay, I guess I'll get through it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. If we push like 50 and I haven't seen a single episode yet, it better be damn good. Because I'm like,
and it's just something I'm seeing here. Like, think of a lot of the shows that we watched. For example, Supernatural, bro. We've said it forever.
Yep.
Supernatural was 5 seasons, and Supernatural GT lasted twice as long.
Yeah.
So when you think about, and I'm not saying that the quality completely, I'm not saying the show completely died. Like, in my eyes, I still watched because I still loved them, but the story just went nowhere.
Yeah.
And repeatedly went nowhere. And then it took them to introduce the ultimate villain for 3 seasons consecutive to figure out how to beat that. You know what I mean?
To be fair, that villain is that villain.
It's an insurmountable villain. I'm agreeing with you. But technically
it was 11 seasons, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah, well, if you want to split hairs.
I do want to split hairs. So it was technically 11 seasons, but
true.
Sea Doggy didn't know what to do with himself. So
yeah, but anyway, all I'm saying is that it's funny that I think we're gonna see way more condensed stories here to come.
Yeah.
Like throughout here. Like how awesome would it be if you got like 2 more Demon Slayer caliber stories? Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing. I don't know if it kind of started with the My Hero, but it seems to be not necessarily original stories, just really well done, like you're saying, concise, kind of just like what the author wants to tell. Yeah, focused is a good word for it.
Focused,
like just what the author wants to tell, not necessarily like no fluff, no fuss, that kind of thing. And it seemed to kind of start with My Hero because that's the most shonen that ever shonen, and there's literally not I mean, there's really not that much unique when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same story beats and everything every shonen has done since the dawn of time. But, like, it's crafted in such a way that's such high quality that it's entertaining to watch week to week, even if you can kind of tell what's going to happen. And I don't care. I'm going to spoil it right now. Dabi, we knew he was a Todoroki from the beginning, and if you didn't, you're a dum-dum.
You felt that coming from the moment they introduced his fire quirk. Like, come on, like
the second he literally says Shoto's, or what's his face's name? Shoto. Is that his name? Shoto.
You mean
the fire ice
Endeavor? Oh, Shoto. Yeah, Shoto.
Yeah. He literally calls Shoto out in the forest, and like that. Obviously, like, when you focus on some big fire dudes and some other dude happens to have a very similar quirk, it's kind of obvious, and they're like, "Oh, who could it be? I had a bunch of kids." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous when you really take a second and think about. I guess the acceptance is we weren't surprised because there was no surprise.
Yeah.
But the delivery had to be perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, Demon Slayer's a similar way. Like, there's a lot. Are you caught up in the manga for the most part? Did you read all of it? Or are you?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so I haven't read all the manga, but I buy the volumes when they come out because I'm on this like physical manga kick recently.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to get there, man. I'm working on my comics. So
okay. So
I'm getting.
Again, spoilers if anyone hasn't seen, because we're still way behind in the anime, if anyone has only seen the anime.
Spoiler warning.
But as of right now, kind of the big battles are going down with all the Hashiras and things like that. And up until this point, the last couple, like, I don't know if you want to call them arcs, where they're fighting the upper ranks and all that kind of stuff, it's been very predictable when it comes to, like, oh, of course he finished the sword in time and just happened to throw it at this exact moment. And of course this happened. And of course this Deus Ex Machina. And then of course has this thing. And of course, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And it's like, that's fine. But I mean, it was diet Bleach. It wasn't as bad as like the Hashira has the exact power to counter his water breathing style.
I didn't mean like the power of coincidence times, Deus Ex Machina.
Literally the god of coincidence just flopping his dick on the table, being like, yo, what's up? But it's like, it's predictable, and like, it's fine, like, that it is predictable. Normally I'd be like, oh, this is boring, this is dumb, this is whatever, but like, I literally look forward to, I'm gonna run out in a week and buy the next volume, because that's what I do with my time now.
A lot to the way it looks. I think it's the art style that really, really, like, just nailed it.
And honestly, it's also one of those ones where the anime adds so much to it. We're reading the manga. I genuinely love the art of the manga, but watching the anime puts it to a whole nother level because they put that time and effort into it.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's so
Ufotable
beautiful.
Doesn't mess around. They're the ones who do Fate Zero, too.
So let's talk about Mugen Train. So it's not out yet. I haven't seen it, but
it's out in Japan. It's not out in America yet.
And being out in Japan for what, like a month and some days, I think. At this point?
I think it came out in like the beginning of November-ish, ended October.
It's already setting records beyond records.
Yep.
Like
it's like the highest grossing anime movie ever, or something like that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And you have to consider that is just what equates to a chapter of the manga. It's not even like
literally one volume, so it's like 7 or 8 chapters.
Right. Yeah. But it's not even like it's the end game. It's not even like
There's 18 of those, by the way. Right now. There's 18 volumes right now. That's one chunk. And it's outsold One Piece and Dragon Ball pretty much since it started publication into volumes. Like, the volumes have outpaced all of those month to month. It's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. But it's just, it's the truth that it is every bit as awesome. If it's your thing.
Yeah.
If it's your thing, it's every bit as awesome as it is, because holy shit.
And I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, I've always been a fan of the type of protagonist that Tanjiro is, where he's...
What is that really? He's the eternal optimist?
Yes, because I'm not, I think that's what the draw is. Because I'm the exact opposite. But also, like, Gon is the same way in Hunter x Hunter. And I genuinely love Hunter x Hunter. And it's something about those moments where they feel real, because they're not like Goku is the same way, where he's super happy and things like that. And obviously there's moments where he has his dips. But, like...
Let's talk about dip in a minute.
After... You can get me on a whole thing.
Finish your point. No, we're going. We're going.
We're going there. Okay.
Let's just go there today.
Okay. We're talking about anime today. It's the anime episode. We got this.
It's the anime episode. It's fine. Go ahead.
So, but like, there's something relatable about that, like, child innocence, because Tanjiro's, what, 16, I think, at most, after, like, the time skips and stuff? Like, once he actually joins the Demon Slayer Corps and things like that. He's, like, 15, 16.
At most, yeah. He's still pretty young.
Yeah, he's pretty young. Gon is 12 for most of that series. And so, like, there's this... Yeah, he's 12. He's 12.
I didn't know that.
yeah, he's a little baby boy. I think, again, at most, he's like 13, 14 by the end of the series, but like, yeah, he's 12.
Sure. Okay.
And there's that childlike happiness and view of the world and innocence, and obviously being the main characters, they have some main character nonsense, but like, they're not invincible like Goku is. Like, Goku just kind of squeezes a testicle and then he gets a new power level, new move, whatever. These kids... They get their ass beat regularly. Like, Gon doesn't actually win a real fight until pretty much the end of the second season.
Even though he's always scrappy, he's always getting his ass kicked?
Yeah, he's fighting everyone. He's holding his own, and like, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't have there's like the tournament arc, and he starts winning fights there, things like that. And like, the first season is pretty much just showing you how much he has to learn. That's pretty much the point of it. Like, there's a whole, like, he's one of those naturally gifted because he grew out in the wilderness, kind of things, like he's naturally strong. Yeah, we're going to talk about more in a minute, Josh.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. But he's one of those, like, he's kind of like, since you watched the first couple of, he's Todoroki from Jujutsu Kaisen, where he's naturally strong, naturally all this, heightened senses. His thing is like the sense of smell, kind of like Tanjiro. He's got enhanced, he's used to the world like that. He's superhuman almost. But it's basically like being a superhuman in a world of superhumans. All of a sudden, you're not as special, sort of thing. And there's something about that that's alluring to me. And yeah, watching Gon like be this super strong kid who can literally like punch a crater into the ground, and then also get his ass beat 2 minutes later, and like crying because he got his ass beat, and his father figure is dead in front of him.
Yeah, if anything, I do know. The moment you're talking about. Yes. So like I know Hunter x Hunter through you. I've seen a couple episodes here and there to try to get my feet wet, but it's a big commitment, and I just haven't. It is.
I will give you that. It's 111 episodes, something like that.
Right.
But it is worth those 100 episodes. That is one of the few that I will recommend 1,000% to anyone who wants like a decent anime to watch. It's also by the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. Anyone listening to this who doesn't know, it's the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, and you can kind of see where that formula came from because he wrote Hunter x Hunter after Yu Yu. So you kind of see it's like the refined formula.
Is that remake, man? When are we getting that?
I mean, they released the movies, the OVAs.
No. Let's do a full...
No, I'm just saying there's a possibility because they just finished the OVAs last year or the year before. So that's certainly possible.
Depending on how those go.
They turned out pretty good. They were like news stories. Yeah, it'll never be finished because it literally killed the author almost. Hunter x Hunter will never be finished too. That's going on another 2-year hiatus, so that's cool.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, that dude works himself to death. That's the problem. Like, he's one of those authors that like unhealthily works in, to the extent of workaholic is not the word to describe because he's gone beyond that. It's not even his final form kind of thing. So
like the One Piece guy, he's oh god.
That dude, he just loves the world he's made and has no problem just continuing that. And more power to him, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about Moro and the nonsense that Super has become?
Okay. Spoiler warning for Dragon Ball Super.
Huge spoiler warning for I think it's chapter 65 that just ended. So the newest arc in Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah. So the Moro arc. I mean, in a nutshell, the Moro arc...
66 is the most recent chapter, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The Moro arc exemplifies everything that is great and is wrong with Super. Legitimately, you're introducing a scale to a universe that we truly start appreciating now. And yet, that fact... you're taking your character development in the opposite direction. you're giving your character, excuse me, because there's really only one fucking character in the show, and then everybody else is just like an assist. And I don't know how to feel anymore about it. I don't know if I want to watch whatever comes next.
It's all just nonsense at this point. I've mentally clocked out of Dragon Ball, considering it important ever since he spent 3 episodes screaming to become Super Saiyan 3. So
that's true. But I mean,
literally,
all right, so basically, so long story short, we're at the end game where it's finally Goku and Moro, of course, and Goku has finally mastered Ultra Instinct, and it's glorious. My God, it's glorious, bro. I'm not gonna take anything away from that, at least. But then again, it's the whole point of what you choose to do with your characters. You give Goku the penultimate power, or the ultimate power that he has sought this entire time, and you don't do anything more with it other than give it to him. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't change him. It doesn't make him appreciate anything any more than what he always is. And I get that's his character, but it's been 40 years.
Yeah. It's like, see, they do things like giving Vegeta. By the way, Josh, he goes by Hisoka. I had to look up who you were talking about. I didn't recognize Moro from Hunter x Hunter. It's Hisoka. He goes by Hisoka. I didn't realize, like, he does a lot of cool stuff in this arc where he lets what's his artist's name? You know the name. I don't remember his name ever.
Yeah.
The lead artist. He's the lead artist of Dragon Ball now. Because Toriyama really doesn't helm most of it anymore. He kind of does the broad strokes sort of thing.
Toyotaro.
What is it?
Toyotaro.
There you go. And he's been letting Toyotaro inject more and more into the arcs as we've gone along here in Super. And he does some really cool stuff, like where he sends Vegeta back to Yardrat to do some training and lets him suck powers out of people and undo fusions and things like that and return power to...
That is a great power. That is great power.
And he utilizes it really cool in this last fight.
How could that not have been the ultimate counter to the guy who absorbs power? How could that not have been the trick?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because Goku. Oh, that's literally why.
Because he absorbs the separation power.
Yep.
So now it doesn't work on him.
And then not only that, it's because Goku has the divine power, because you have to be a god to do things now.
God power is an interesting thing that they introduce. It really gives the ending of Z an anchor, a stronger anchor. In that Oob played the key role in the defeat of Moro,
which made me confused. Which I could be wrong, because I thought this took place between the end of Z and like the end of the Buu Saga, and I think we skip a couple years between that and when he fights Oob. It skips like 10 years. So I thought Super took place within those 10 years. But I guess not.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, it's certainly possible, he just met Oob when he was younger, and then, Majin Buu went and, Majin Buu Kai, whatever you want to call him now, just found Oob at this point. So Majin Buu, if you guys didn't know, Fat Buu, he had absorbed the King Kai of the Kai of the South or something like that. Yeah. And he was the one who originally sealed Moro away. And that Kai had taken over his body. So essentially he's like the Kai of the South again. Like Fat Buu is kind of dead. Which is weird. But that's what he was doing when he was sleeping in the Tournament of Power instead of being in the Tournament of Power.
That's what he had made though. I mean, Kid Buu, if you got Kid Buu out there, yes. Majin, not so much.
I mean, we could potentially see Majub in Super. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm anticipating an Oob to either be the new Gohan, or no, you know what? Never mind. Goku's still alive. Never mind. Forget everything.
Literally, you can just assume nothing's going to happen while Goku's still around.
Nothing is going to
change. Unless they literally delete him from Dragon Ball, which they never will. You can just assume Goku's going to do all of it.
So basically, they're just going to start drawing Oob in the background a little more. So we'll go there.
Pretty much. He's going to be on Dende's lookout for a while. That's pretty much it.
Doing that.
They're going to be doing the Buu watch with their eyes closed kind of thing. Like, yeah, that's what he's going to do. But anyway, so Vegeta learns this power to separate abilities from or energy from Moro because he's the world eater. He just goes around sucking up planets, and he's got his posse that are all like space criminals and space patrols after him. And it comes down to a final showdown on Earth where Goku has been training with the first angel, and who is also the leader of the space, a former First Angel, who is the leader of Space Patrol. Maris, yeah. And Vegeta went to Yardrat, like I said. That's where Goku learned instant transmission, if you guys are more familiar with that, if you're not really watching Super. That's where Goku learned instant transmission, so Vegeta learns, like, super tight ki control, and that's always been kind of Vegeta's thing, even though most of the show is just how big can my beam be to yours, like, literally dick measuring contest for a battle.
But it's a good thing for him. It was actually a moment of character development for him.
But, like, this final battle was cool because they reintroduced something which we haven't seen in Dragon Ball for a while, which was actual martial arts. And that happens when Goku has one of the coolest transformations in the series since, I would say, probably the first Super Saiyan transformation.
Insane, yeah. I was about to say just insane because everything else is...
Yeah. Like, Blue was cool because, again, I was looking at the Aryan race for the last 30 years. So when Blue debuted, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
it just wasn't an interesting transformation. It was literally, here we go. All right, we got a new power.
But it immediately devalued what Super Saiyan God meant.
Until Vegeta did it in the Broly movie.
I'm just saying, like,
I got you. Because you had the entire Beerus movie, and you were like, to be fair, they devalued it in the Beerus movie when he had the red hair and everything. He's fighting, and then he just gets like, he falls unconscious, and then he's just like, my body remembered. And they were like, what? What does that even mean?
But again, it's not to say that their storytelling is the greatest either. But all I mean is, like, in terms of impactful moments, yeah, you're right. It's on par with the first Saiyan transformation.
Yeah. So Goku, inevitably, as you might have guessed, if you've seen the Tournament of Power, uses Ultra Instinct after Vegeta is knocked out, and I think he gets like stabbed in the stomach or something crazy like that, because Moro eventually absorbs not only Vegeta's ability to remove that absorption, but he absorbs Soldier 73, which is one of his posse guys, and his whole thing is copying abilities, so he's able to copy that ability. And Goku...
Soldier 73?
Yeah. number 73. Number, whatever. Soldier 73, Overwatch. Tracer shows up at one point. She's useless too because Goku's there.
Reinhardt just busts in the door, just questioning everything.
I am your shield. Yeah. That was pretty good.
It's like it's high noon.
Yeah, it's God. Overwatch is so. They just need to do more with Overwatch. It's cool.
I played for like 10 minutes and I keep dying, so I'm just not going.
Me and Ken have gone pretty hard into it for a little bit. He's gone harder than I have, but like we jump in every once in a while. But Goku, again, I'm trying to find some pictures without going to the app here. Goku has one of the cooler transformations to Ultra Instinct where Maris, his teacher, uses his angel power to interfere and try and stop Moro. And that is hard against their rules. So Zeno basically claps him. Any interference from angels. So, like, you can immediately question Whis rewinding time in the Frieza movie. He probably should get zapped away too, but we're just going to overlook that apparently.
Continuity is not a thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Don't.
Also, you could split hairs again and say like training Goku and Vegeta may be interfering. I don't know. I mean, you could also play it off. He could, if Zeno was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" He could be like, "I was just training the next god of destruction in case Beerus dies." I guess, which is bound to happen eventually. So.
Yeah, but just because, like, I don't know, just because you're showing them how to do something doesn't mean it's like, your fault that shit happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's not, because it's not like, he was like, hey, try this against Moro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
even though that's what he does, we basically is like, hey, that thing, break that thing.
He does do that. We'll get to that once we get into his nonsense transformation and how this final battle ends.
Oh my god!
Maris, I forget what he does exactly. I feel like he cuts Moro's hand off or something because he's got.
He breaks the orbs on Moro's hands, and then he can't do the absorption.
That's what it is. Yeah, right. Because he's got like the android gold jewel things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that triggers Goku again. So we have a very similar transformation actually to the Super Saiyan one, which is probably why it's so cool and reminds me of that. But it's
the same catalyst, more or less.
Yeah, but he handles it very differently this time because it's Ultra Instinct, which I think made it hit a little harder. Where they feel this huge spike. You get the turnarounds from Gohan and Piccolo, and like, oh, what is that? And but all you see is Goku's hair like flickering up, and you see this beam of light, and he just like exhales as he becomes mastered Ultra Instinct. And the way the panels are laid out, I really have to find the pages. It's so interesting and so well done.
It'd be hard to find them, but let's try. Ultra Instinct versus
But yeah, the way there's just like the way he transforms and everything is just, there was a mood to it, and that's very hard to convey in manga coming from someone who's trying to make a comic book. It's very difficult. Like, one of the hardest parts of that is trying to convey those emotions and that impact and things.
Yeah.
So I have a couple here that are kind of,
Okay,
that'll get you the idea at least.
I'm not finding it.
So he, essentially what happens is, once this happens, Goku is doing his like shirtless thing that he always does. And he just kind of feels like the world. He just feels the world around him and is kind of in touch with his spiritual nature and things. And then, we get this huge beam of nonsense going, and he feels the earth, and, they feel the earth rattling from like wherever they are around the entire world feels it rattling. And he goes full Ultra Instinct. So yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
So try to describe what Ultra Instinct is.
So if anyone hasn't seen,
because because we've been stressing how important it is, and the reason it's so important is because for everything you know about Super Saiyan, it's basically the opposite.
Yeah. Like Josh is saying, he thinks it's kind of dumb. I think it's dumb that it's as much of a form as they make it out to be. Like, Mastered Ultra Instinct as a form, I think is pretty dumb. I like the idea a lot of having this power of nothingness like Goken, where it's just the empty mind, like pure martial arts, like your body reacts because you have trained and honed this for years. I like that idea of like the super martial artist mentality, because even Roshi in the manga uses it at one point. It's a very devolved version, but he uses Ultra Instinct against Jiren.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not like a Saiyan power. It's a state of mind for a martial artist. And
no, I agree. Yeah, that makes more sense.
The fact that they turn it into this, like, I get it's supposed to be a divine power and your body tapping into this divine power and all this nonsense, but like, it's changed into this weird amalgam of like, we need an excuse for a new hair color kind of thing. When it started off in a first debuts, it's a lot of pure martial arts, and that's what I really like about this form. We get a lot more of the hand-to-hand stuff that we haven't really seen. Obviously, there's still beams and stuff flying everywhere, and Goku still does Kamehamehas, and it literally wouldn't do anything without that. And he does a lot of really anime stuff. Like, his hands are just kind of hanging down, and he's doing super fast anime punches that he's just kind of like twitching. But he's doing all kinds of like super fast punches, like Ora JoJo style.
I think it really works because we've seen the entirety of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Because alone, really not much.
It's refreshing, honestly. Like, if I could totally see like looking from an outside source, someone would be like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, okay, so he's super chill.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Like, he's just like he just ripped a bong and he's ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, it's cool to see, and especially they accentuate that again in this Moro fight, where like Moro kind of shows that if anyone doesn't know or isn't familiar with Dragon Ball as much, when they go Super Saiyan, it's the problem with that is their emotions tend to go out of control. It makes it very difficult for them to have a calm mind, and that's what Blue is supposed to be the achievement of. It's the combination of this divine power and Super Saiyan, but you need a calm mind to achieve it. So it's supposed to be them taking like fully wrangling in their Super Saiyan forms.
Right.
And this is the other end of the spectrum where they take Super Saiyan out of that, but they fully embrace the divine power. So Vegeta is capable of this potentially as well. I'm sure. I hope they don't, but I'm sure he'll just catch up to Goku at some point. He always does.
He shouldn't get it. I mean, he didn't even get the instant transmission. Vegeta with the instant transmission.
I mean, he might have it because he's on Yardrat. You know what I mean? Like, he does use it. I'm sorry. That's how he gets there. He does use instant transmission.
Oh, he does use the instant. Okay.
Yeah, he gets there because he learns it from Yardrat. But I think they really need to do like a diverging path at this point. Like, these two have done this the whole time, like this staircase thing to each other. Whether it's Vegeta getting Super Saiyan and Goku shows up and he's got a better Super Saiyan, all this kind of stuff. Usually it's Goku.
What's it called? Evolution? Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or something like that?
Royal Blue or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Royal Blue?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen Royal Blue. I've seen Limit Break Blue. I've seen all kinds of stuff. But that's when he gets the darker hair and the pupils.
Yeah.
But like,
it's something like that.
I want them to finally diverge and do their own thing and show us the real potential of the Saiyan race, because that's always been the thing, right? Like, they're this warrior race that has so much potential, so much everything. They're the greatest warriors in the galaxy. They do all this, all that, yada, yada, yada. But like, we've seen one track. Like,
do do it. You can't do it with the same guy. You can't expect new ideas from the same dude. It's just not gonna happen.
So I think for the next arc, he should just let what's his face take over, Toyotaro. Yeah, he should just let him take over for an arc. I'm not saying give him the whole reins. I'm not saying pull a Kishimoto and give it to a brand new guy altogether. Just let him take over for an arc. We can talk about Boruto, like you said.
Poor Boruto. God damn.
Poor Samurai 8.
Yeah, it had a chance. It didn't happen, man. Too many people love Naruto.
That's a whole other conversation.
Too many people love Naruto. No, we'll get there too. All right.
So it's once. So they have this cool fight. Once he transforms, they have a really cool fight where he's just doing a lot of parrying and blocking and just messing him up. And he does this really cool Shoryuken right into his gut that is reminiscent of when Goku kicks Cell in the stomach. Like the earth shatters and everything. It's so cool.
But it had a lot of Cell vibes in there. Had a lot of Cell vibes. I mean, especially with the freaking Sensu Bean.
Yeah. So he even tosses Moro a Sensu Bean when this happens. Yeah. Like right after he beats him.
He beats him senseless, tosses him a Mercy Sensu Bean, does the same typical Goku. Oh, you can be good.
Get off the planet or I will kill you. That's literally what he says to him.
No, he said go to jail, right? Go to jail. Don't ever try to break out, and I won't kill you. Yeah. Really? Yeah. Really?
Let's tell Frieza, hey Frieza, don't be a dick, okay? Don't be a dick. And then like the exact same thing happens, of course. So
exact same thing.
Punch.
On a scale, wait. The exact thing happens because Frieza fucking killed the planet before that.
Yep.
But this one, he literally becomes a planetary problem.
Yes. So after Moro gets his ass beat, he realizes not only does he absorb into the planet, so he absorbs the planet and becomes one with the planet, but he realizes his hand is still behind Goku that has the jewel in it. And you know what that means? He copies Ultra Instinct. Of course he does.
Yep.
So he just gets divine power. He just gets it. And then he can start using Ultra Instinct. And it turned into this, ho-ho, I love this, ho-ho.
Yeah.
Except Goku is more Ultra Instinctor. I don't know. Yeah, his body starts to go nuts, and then he absorbs into the planet. And his body can't handle the divine power, so he has to get a bigger body, essentially. So he absorbs into the planet.
And he gets the biggest fucking body available.
Yeah. Literally planet Earth. So that turns into a whole thing, and then you get this big monstery mouth thing.
I mean, we put a picture up in the Discord where you can see what this thing looks like. I mean, it's his face.
He looks like the cave from Aladdin. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. The Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders. Do not touch anything.
Exactly. So you get this ridiculous thing, and we have to accept the fact that Goku now has to fight Earth, more or less. And how do they do that? How does he do it? Because his traditional methods don't work. Oh, here's an idea. Why don't we use the most interesting thing we've introduced this entire arc, which is Vegeta's ability to separate energy.
Mm-hmm. Not yet, though. Not yet. So something happens first. So once this happens, Beerus and Whis get a summons from Zeno because Maris died.
Yes.
And so you find out, Whis says, "Hey, just so you know, I can't interfere." And then he teleports to Goku and goes, "Psst, hit the crystal, hit the big glowing boss point."
Not that I can't give you the answer, but
I can't interfere, but hit the big glowing boss point. And then
that's what I'm saying. The glowing thing,
it's literally the eye from Zelda. That's what it is. It's the eyes in Zelda. And Goku needed that clue because he's an idiot. Apparently, I mean, not apparently, he is an idiot. But either way, he needed that clue. So that's when Goku's running out of power because he's been Ultra Instinct for a while, and Vegeta uses it to slow so. Moro is, because he's the planet now, is absorbing the life force of everyone that's touching the ground. And
I think everybody, just like Boo. Everybody gave their energy for that spirit bomb. That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
God, it's so much copy and paste. I hate it.
And so Vegeta going, "Hey, I need to buy some time," puts his hands on the ground and stops as many people as he can from getting absorbed. So he essentially cancels that out. And Gohan and Goku, or Gohan and Piccolo and the rest of the Z Fighters and everyone, give Goku their energy again. Very Broly style. Same kind of like shot for shot, essentially, from the first Broly movie.
It's identical, bro. It's disgusting.
And Goku is trying to punch this crystal. So he's literally doing a flying punch, and Moro has these like rock hands that are holding him there, and he can't because he's running out of energy. He gets energy back, but it's not enough, and it's not divine energy to give him Ultra Instinct. So he's in blue trying to fight his way to this crystal when all of a sudden, Jack or whatever his name is, Jakku, had flown off at some point and was like, hey, I have to do this thing. And then he goes to Dende's lookout looking for Boo, and then we just kind of cut back to the fight, that sort of thing. And all of a sudden, this huge ball of energy comes flying at Goku. Huge ball. I
wonder what that is. Where'd that come from?
That's Deus Ex Machina. That's what that is. It literally says.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's called Deus Ex Machina beam.
Okay.
It hits Goku,
right.
and he literally summons Susanoo. Perfect Susanoo just comes out of his body.
I'm putting that on the Discord right now.
Just comes out of his body.
He forms the Susanoo that looks like it's an aura. Like, you remember Avatar, Korra?
Yep.
When Korra became Giant Korra, it's exactly the same thing. Yep. Exactly.
Big energy body, and Goku's just chilling in the head.
and then all of a sudden, we get oh my god, really? When did we get into Naruto? What's going on? And then
and then Moro, right at that moment, unlocks the third Tomoe from his Sharingan. So it's cool. It's fine.
It's not though, but okay.
Not. It's really not. But then you see at this point, it cuts to Kai Boo, whatever he is, Fat Boo, that's become the new Kai. It cuts to him holding Oob, and Oob throwing his hand to the sky, giving his energy, and you find out that Oob had this back pocket of shit tons of divine energy from whenever.
Yeah, so the way they explain it is called God Power, God Key, or whatever.
Yeah.
But whatever that is, it's the defining factor that's going to make him different from everyone else. So if they really focus on that could be cool. That could be something that they
we could see Oob become a god of destruction. That'd be kind of sick, actually.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you go with the next arc, right, they're in trouble. They're in deep shit. What's probably going to happen? Zeno's probably going to want to get rid of Beerus or some shit like that, right?
Some MacGuffin kind of thing.
Punishing
him for the Moro thing, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be something like that, and then they have to either go save Beerus or save Whis or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be something stupid like that. But anyway, so from that point, you get the Susanoo Goku. The objective is to break the crystal, and Moro focuses all his effort on creating like more obstacles to keep Goku from reaching it. Oh god! And then he reaches it.
And that's it. Then he wins.
Then he reaches it.
Then he reaches.
He punches it. He touches it.
He boops it.
And that's it.
That's it.
Apparently, that punch. Okay, we're gonna go with the idea that it's a punch from an Ultra Instinct Goku, whatever that means, whatever level of power that is, whatever level of immensity that is,
whatever number they gave up on.
Oh yeah, God, power levels mean nothing. They have always been nothing. I hated it. But I became so obsessed that I learned.
The stronger you are, the faster you are. Birder, I'm the fastest man in the universe. Oh, Frieza has a higher power level than I do. So isn't he faster? Shut up.
Shut up.
Just.
It's my only thing.
It's the one thing I have.
But yeah, so he boops it. Moro evaporates like Cell. He just dissolves.
Chunks away. Yeah, he does that thing.
That's it.
That's it.
Goku
saved the planet. Does not explode.
He literally gives a thumbs up.
And then he passes out.
I did it, guys.
Like yeah.
It's the typical fucking thing. But it's ridiculous. And I can't imagine another season without anything original. I can't. The Tournament of Power was nice because it was something different.
Yeah.
But even that ended up just being Goku at the end versus another fucking guy who looked like Cell.
He did have a
like
bro moment with Frieza, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the inter moments, yes, the moments inside are dope. But when you're endgame, ultimately, it's just the shonen curse, man. It's always the same. It's the MC versus the dude, and then the one element that's like super interesting, you don't even use, or you do, but.
They develop a Susanoo.
You give us a Susanoo. You give us a Goku no. Like, come on. Anyway, so All we can say for sure is watch that never happen again.
That seems like a one-off MacGuffin kind of thing. Because how often do they fight kaiju-sized
we'll never see that
characters?
Never.
Josh says he hates
why do
Ultra
that?
Instinct because that's why it doesn't make sense with power levels. And like I get that, I do. I totally agree with that because it's not a form of some kind, and they've turned it into this weird form, and that's weird.
Something to achieve when it's something that you gain.
And I get the empty mind thing, but like, for example, again, to go back to Goken, just because it's a very similar thing, he uses the Mudohado, which is the power of nothingness. But he still gets his ass beat regularly. And then like Ryu gets it too, but he refuses to use it because he's always got to be like, oh, the Darkado. But you know,
Darkado.
That's a whole other episode and a half. But yeah, so because they just can't think of anything else to do with the homeless Japanese man that goes around fighting people. So they're just like, oh, he's got to struggle with the Darkado again.
Because Akuma. Akuma does so well in other franchises except our own.
Did I ever not to get off tangent here, but did I ever show you the concept art for Akuma in Street Fighter V where he had the baby?
What?
Yeah.
No.
So in the original Street Fighter concept art, I'll pull up a picture real quick.
Oh, please do.
Akuma. So we've known Akuma as a good man because there's the classic quote from SVC Chaos where, you know, you're like taking candy from a baby, you're like hitting a child or something like that. And but I would never do that kind of thing. So the original concept for Akuma in Street Fighter, one of the original concepts for Akuma in Street Fighter V was he had a child with him that he was protecting. And he had found this child along his travels because he's homeless too. So he's just doing his thing. And this is the child. And the idea would be that his moveset is limited because he's trying to protect this child. And then in his V-trigger, the kid would fall asleep and he can unleash his full power. And that is the coolest concept for a character ever. And I hate that they are cowards and dipped away from that. So, yes, it is Lone Wolf and Cub. Perfect. Perfect, Josh. Lone Wolf and Cub. I can't
imagine losing. If I lost to that, I would not have.
It'd be so good. He's already the best character in this game. He would have been the best character, period, ever. Despite if they nerfed him in the ground. You know what?
I will give you. If they could have made that work, that would have been the most interesting character.
They kind of carried it over to Oro in Season 5 that's coming out, because Oro's whole thing is he's so strong that he handicaps himself because he killed someone once. So instead of tucking his arm in his robe, now he's holding a turtle the whole time and he's balancing a turtle. That's his whole shtick.
Holding a turtle?
Yeah, he's holding a turtle and he's balancing that the whole time to handicap himself.
Fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome.
So that's his whole shtick. And it'll be interesting, but I just really wish they went with this idea of demon with a heart of gold.
I mean, it works. I mean, when you
know who and like Akuma it's such a cool variety too. Again, like not that I have an issue with Street Fighter characters because I'll literally buy and froth over whatever they send me. This is Oro in Street Fighter V holding this turtle.
17. That's cool as shit.
Yeah. So it's such a cool original concept, and I love when they just shift things up like that with characters we've known for a while, and that's why it was so cool to see Vegeta actually do something. Stuff like that. When you have characters that you spend so many years with at this point, it's cool to see something that's totally different from them. Like Akuma's always been the, hey, follow the Dark Hado, follow this, Misatsu, Raging Demon, die 1,000 deaths, that kind of thing. And then you give him a kid and you're like, oh, wow, he's human. Cool.
Speaking of that, your boy's back in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Huang. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Yunsung and Huang were always my dudes. They were one of my mains. They were never my main, but they were always my secondary.
Huang was my main in Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
Until I started the Mitsurugi kick, I don't know. It was something about the fluidity of his style.
He was, my main was always Siegfried, Big Dumb Swords, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Josh, I do agree it can be hard to show emotional connection in a fighting game, but it's also things that you can use to explain it when you have idle stances, taunts, things like that. I think that really tells a lot about a character and adds a depth to it. So yes, it can be difficult when you're punching a dude in the face to be like, oh, I care about this kid on my back. But like idle stances and things like that, I think really evolve characters and really would help sell them. It's not just necessarily like square up, let's go. So, but yeah, this is Huang. Oh, you put the trailer up. Cool. I shall play this for the people, and I want to see it again anyway. That's not what I want. Go away. Huang is, it was always Nightmare, the big dumb sword boys. Nightmare specifically when he split from Siegfried, but Siegfried and Nightmare were always my main. This one, not so much. I mean, Nightmare still is. I've been trying to explore more characters recently in fighting games, but Yun Sung was my main in 4.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he was my main in 4. So I'm super excited. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm super excited, and I love what they did with his character. He's got moves where he's using a whip sword like Ivy. He's got all these talismans. He's doing rider kicks. He's doing all kinds of cool stuff. He's doing stance changes. He's jumping off like magic walls to dance around and stuff. It's so cool. And he looks like a Bloodborne character. He looks like a freaking Bloodborne character.
Feathers, it's all that for me, man. He's banging on all
He's
cylinders.
Literally what's her face? The hunter of hunters.
Eileen,
yes, the hunter of hunters. He's so cool looking.
I like that. They're how is it? They give him a lot of his older moves with a new flair.
Yes.
So it's like it's not just like that's the same.
Like his
move.
launching kick combo, his triple kick combo.
The timing is going to be different. Like it's going to be dope to like relearn him.
Yep.
Oh, he still has his old grabs though.
Yep, he still has his old grabs, especially the one where he throws the sword up and lets it fall.
Oh, it's so dope when he grabs you in like a reverse necktie, just fucking lets the sword fall right into your own chest. There you go, Bo.
Yep. But the triple launching kick was always my favorite move of his, and he still has it. But now he like cuts talismans with it and does other things afterwards, and
it's dope, yeah.
All kinds of nonsense. So I'm super excited. In officially 3 days, 4 days. It's Tuesday.
4 days.
It's the 2nd, whatever that is. Is it Tuesday or Thursday?
I don't know. Hold on.
I don't know.
Calendar. Yeah. So Tuesday's the 1st, actually.
So it'll be like Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah,
and they're adding more Tekken costumes and stuff, but that's whatever. That's cool. That's nice. I can use King as, Huang or Huang.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, they're adding Tekken costumes for the creative character. They have a few in there already.
Oh, what is happening now? What are they doing?
It's Bandai. They're doing whatever they want. It's their IPs. They can do whatever they want.
It's true.
Yeah, so that's our fighting game minute for the week. I won't get off on too much.
Oh yeah, sorry. Excuse us. Excuse the blurb. But to go back to the deal, back to the Dragon Ball nail in the coffin. I don't see anything changing. I don't see anything getting better. I don't see Goku not being anything other than the constant pain in the ass that he always is.
Yeah.
And it really did a number on me, because when you think about it, when you watch Dragon Ball and you watch Dragon Ball Z and you watch GT, this is all stuff that has already happened.
Yeah.
Like this is stuff that forgive the time frame that I'm really not sure.
Point.
Right, but like 80s, 90s, early whatever it was.
Yeah.
My point is like from the same creator to have gone through everything he's gone through and created the other branches, because dude, what does he do? Dragon Quest 2, he does
Dragon Quest everything.
Well, no, I mean like as well. I mean he does Dragon Quest as well. He also does a couple other different things, but the stories that you can derive from them rather than repeating your own patterns in your own Dragon Ball story. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm giving up. I'm giving up because I'm not gonna hold any weight.
It's one of those things where I'm so numb to like the nonsense that is Dragon Ball at this point, where like you have really great moments still in Dragon Ball, to where like you have the Broly movie, the newer Super Broly movie. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And you know why it is? Because Toriyama didn't really do it. It was the other guy.
Toyotaro did that?
I don't know if it was Toyotaro, but it was someone else. Like, Toriyama really was just like, he kind of put his check of approval on it. That was about it.
Which is what he should just do now.
Yeah,
just
and at least when it comes to the choreography and animation and things like that, I don't know if he wrote the story or not, but either way, they did an amazing job of that movie, and Broly's always been one of my favorite characters, and what they did with him was so amazing. And so, again, refreshing as opposed to his old character, which I still love the old character, who was literally just angry to be angry and insane. He's an insane train. That's literally what he is. He's an insane locomotive.
Okay, because that's what it was.
That's what it was. That's perfectly fine. I expect nothing from Dragon Ball. That's why when I get good things, I am surprised. I expect literally nothing at this point because it's usually rehash whatever formula. Oh, cool, new color hair. So,
right.
It's when I get good stuff, I like it. When I don't, I just finish the episode and go to the next anime.
Speaking of the next anime.
Yeah.
So,
Josh says that they really need to use more side stories and other dimensions and alien creatures. I agree 100%. More Tournament of Power type stuff where we see a lot of other dimensions and things. So,
I mean, what universe was Jiren from?
11 or 2? 11 or 2.
Whatever his universe was, his backstory was dope.
What backstory? His backstory was, they hurt my feelings. I'm angry now. Justice.
Typical. But I'm saying if that's what you're going to get from Toriyama, from a different universe and a different character, let's go there.
Listen, I main Jiren now on my team in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I will not defend him in any way, shape, or form because he's the most boring goddamn character in the world. He is literally a gray blob with giant generic alien eyes.
I will take boring over Goku.
Fair. Oh, man.
But, yeah. But I agree. That would be dope, but we're never going to get it.
I'm not saying tournaments. I'm saying something like how they implemented, like, you know, the different dimensions and the aliens and things like that. I really don't want another tournament arc right now. We just finished one. We really don't need another one. I just mean when they mix in the other dimensions, the other races, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's bad guys, good guys, whatever. Yes, but getting on to another anime, Naruto /Boruto is a hot goddamn mess right now.
Naruto Part 3.
Naruto GT.
Yeah, Naruto GT.
I mean, Naruto was a hot mess to begin with, but Boruto is just adding to that pile. It's like you see the dumpster on fire, and you're like, I have this can of kerosene. I don't really want it. Should I just throw it away?
Which itself is on fire.
Whatever
shall I do?
There's a trail. You like see behind you that you notice the can's been leaking, and there's a trail following you, kind of thing, and you're like, oh, I should get rid of this. Yeah. So Kishimoto is back on Boruto, which, if you didn't know, Naruto, when it ended, Kishimoto had stepped aside. He had done the
Samurai 8.
He did Samurai 8, which I have 4 of the 5 volumes that are out. The 5th one should be coming out in a couple months.
I know nothing about it, really.
I see why people don't like it. I'm enjoying it for what it is, but it's not great, honestly. I'm enjoying the art. I'm enjoying the universe. I don't know what's happening, honestly. That's kind of the problem.
So that's my question. Like, is it something that is completely different from Naruto in that you wouldn't even recognize that it's him? Or
no, because a lot of the characters look like Naruto characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
so the main character looks very Naruto. He looks a lot like Naruto, actually.
What's he called?
But the entire, his name's Hashi something.
Okay, I'll find it. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so he looks very Hachimaru. That's his name, Hachimaru. He's the main character. He looks very much like Naruto, or could be in the Naruto family. Here is one of
this little guy right here.
Boop. Yeah, that's Hachimaru. And that's his teacher to the left there, the cat. So
the cat
the cat is his teacher. In this universe, there is a great. It's called a chest because I forget what they call it. So the main issue I have with this story is there's a lot of verbiage and glossary style words that I literally need a glossary to figure out sometimes. Like, they just drop a whole bunch of words that I have no idea what they're saying to me.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a lot of in-universe MacGuffins and things that they don't really explain, but they throw them out like you should know what they are. Like, they kind of did the original stuff with Chakra, but I feel like Chakra was a little more established because you get it, like, the anime energy does cool stuff. Got it. This is kind of like... So the whole point is there's these balls that you have to you have to use one of the swords from it and commit seppuku.
What?
Yes, you have to commit seppuku. and it
So
literally generates
balls.
a cyborg body for you. So
it's a ball.
It's a ball. It's a big giant ball that like the size of a person, kind of big, and you pull a sword out and stab yourself with it. And there's like a 2% chance. You like different people have different percentages, but like Hachimaru had like a 2% chance to become a samurai, and it creates this cyborg body for you.
Okay.
Yes, and when you collect 7, you actually get a wish granted. But that's not actually, that is a thing. But I'll get into that in a second, Josh. There is a thing where they got to collect 7 of them and all this nonsense.
Of course. Okay.
I'll get into that in a minute. But so Hachimaru is. I was a little upset because as I'm reading this, a lot of they kind of did the Kubo thing with you, where a lot of my ideas for Seishin are in this, and I was like, this sucks. Because now people are going to be like, he copied that. And I was like, I've been working on this for years.
But it's not true, goddammit. It's not true.
Not true. Orochimaru is the snake guy. Hachimaru is the main character in Samurai.
Okay. Hachimaru. Okay.
Josh just asked if that was Snake Eye. So it starts off with this kid, Hachimaru, who is just worse for wear. He's attached to like an umbilical cord thing in his house. He's got like prosthetics for arms and legs and stuff. He's just not living a good life. But you find out that he's like number 1 in this one samurai fighting game, and he plays this super badass character, who you find out much later is the cat. Not much later, you find out later, but the cat is this character that he played. So it was like the
cat that's his teacher?
Yeah, so it's almost like a Last Starfighter thing, where they're playing this game, and he learns all these skills from playing the game. So,
okay, yeah, hey.
Yeah, so like he never had a body that could do these things, but he was so good at it in the thing. Of course, when he gets a body that can do all this stuff, he's gifted in these things. And a lot
it's like how we would be in fighting.
Exactly. So like if I just turned into Ryu right now, I'd be okay. I'd be hurling Hadoukens at every customer that walked into my store.
Hadouken?
How you doing?
Hadouken? No. You're getting power geysered right back up, bro.
Rising Taku! You're just going to see me lay on the desk and just twirl upwards.
If you had like a bell on the desk, they'd like tap it, just ding, and then all you hear is like,
are you okay? Oh, man. I'm not getting into that. I'm just going to stay away from that one with a 10-foot pole.
Customer service is awesome. We're great.
Customer service is great. I love my job.
Isn't it? I
Anyway.
love jobs. I love the bills that they pay and the food that I can eat.
It's great. I'm not even going to get into that. Anyway, so, Hachimaru gets this. He gets stabbed with this thing, and you also find out that it's kind of funny. He built this little like android pet companion thing that's a dog.
C-3PO?
Basically, it's like his C-3PO, but it's a dog type model, but it says meow because the programming's off.
It's a dog that meows. Okay.
It's a dog that meows.
See, the quirky stuff like that is entertaining. That's fine.
That's what I mean. Like, there's stuff here. It's just a lot of it is like, what the hell am I looking at? What am I reading right now? And that's kind of the problem with it. And I can see why it gets canceled. I'm a little upset because like it's not stuff that they couldn't fix. You know what I mean? Right. It's too little, too late at this point because obviously it got canceled. But with these swords, they get what they call samurai spirits. So every samurai has a katana, like a real katana. And then they get a samurai spirit, which is this, literally it looks like the souls from Soul Eater, that they put on the end of like a hilt, a separate hilt that's in their body that they hold that has to do with like their unique power and stuff. And everyone's is a little different. So it's, again, there's cool stuff here. There's such cool stuff. And every samurai has a companion cyborg thing. So Hachimaru's becomes his dog cat thing. That carries his like bone sword and his katana and all that stuff. Like it's a little companion, literally like a companion thing. I found
this little thing here. Like, is this what you're talking about?
Let me see.
How their swords aren't attached to their hilts?
Yes. So this is you see how there's that like orb and then the blade comes out of it? That's the samurai spirit and it creates that sword. So the teachers there has the black one. You find out he's this uber badass guy, like I said, because
as they all are. It's always the case.
Uber badass dude who like fought off an army and all this nonsense. And I can actually find a picture of him. Let me see. There's just, and every samurai also has a princess that they have to guard, and There's all kinds of things.
Wait, why?
Just go with it, okay? This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's stuff here, but at the same time, I'm like, what is happening? So this is a samurai and his princess. Okay. This is one of the antagonists.
The princess is this
the white thing behind him. Yep.
Okay.
And the princess basically gives him power. So the better the bond with the princess, the more powerful they are because reasons. I don't know.
So she's the Yurine of this
it's
thing.
literally Yurine, which will segue into what we're talking about today. So it's the whole point with this cat guy, because I'm all over the place because I'm trying to figure out like what's going on as I'm trying to explain it, which is bad.
I mean, I think I got it so far.
Yeah. So anyway, the companion things can also become armor, which is another thing where I like sighed to the heavens when I read, because that was kind of my thing with Seishin. They all have their own unique armors. That's kind of their MacGuffin for anime. So their thing becomes armors, and some of them have these big, crazy, awesome, whatever. Companions, and some of them just have the little, like the dog cat, like the main dude, the teacher guy. So this is the cat guy in his regular body. He's cool. He's a dope dude. His companion thing is like a spaceship sized turtle, because this all takes place in space. Like he's fighting in space right now. It's very sci-fi. It's all over the place. It's all over the goddamn place. But his companion is like a spaceship-sized turtle, and he eventually gets Susanoo, essentially, because it all comes back to Susanoo. Yeah. But the thing with the cat body is that he was locked in there against his will, and so he's trying to figure out a way to get back, but he also like is trying to help Hachimaru because he's a key to this super Pandora's box kind of thing. And there's 7 of these keys, and that's what they unlock. And apparently Pandora's box can grant wishes or some shit, because they're all praying to some war god or something. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't, and I'm not.
You're gonna have to keep us up to date, because I'm very interested in what happens. Like I don't get what's going on.
Nothing happens because it's canceled after the next volume.
So they didn't even finish it.
No,
he didn't even give it. They didn't give it an ending.
It's 5 volumes. This is literally like, so imagine Kakashi, at this point here, this is Kakashi pulling out his Sharingan. That's what this is. Like versus Zabuza. That's what this moment is. So imagine if Naruto got cut right at Zabuza. The first encounter with Zabuza. That's pretty much what's happening. Yeah. Like before he even comes back with Haku, kind of Zabuza. That seems to be where it's going to end.
That sucks a lot. Like
because like I said, there's some cool stuff here that I would love to
that's what I mean. Like now I see what you're saying, where it has something where like when you think about early Naruto, they cut out a lot of the dumb shit and focused on more of the fun dumb shit and just kept with that.
I think the problem is this starts with the dumb shit and doesn't really have a whole lot of the fun dumb shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So these two here, I just put a picture up as well. These two here, like this guy in the black who's up front here has amnesia because of course.
Naturally. Yeah.
But he also has 2 samurai souls. Like he can do a dual wield kind of thing. And he can also combine them into like almost like a Kenzan shuriken. So it reminded me a lot of Kenzan. So he's doing like he's bending them and they get into like the ninja star swastika kind of thing. So he can like bend the blades and he fights Hachimaru and Hachimaru keeps losing because this guy can like manipulate the soul as he's using it and that kind of stuff. There's stuff here. Yeah. There's so much stuff here, but it's just wrapped in poo-poo packaging.
That sucks because it sounds like it would have been something to see down the road.
It could have been great. It could have like fixed all the issues because like I love sci-fi. I love ninjas. I love all this stuff. I love samurai. So why not combine all these things? Like there's a reason why Samurai 7 is so cool.
It is a very almost like Star Warsy feel with the soul swords.
It's if Naruto like dubbed Samurai 7. That's literally what it is. So like there's mechs and things in the style of Naruto and then now just has bad writing because it's the style of Naruto. So
right.
Yeah, this was canceled. So Kishimoto is back on Boruto. And one of the first things that happens right after this announcement is we find out that Naruto is leading up to dying. We've known he's died. He's going to die since the very first chapter. Literally the first chapter of Boruto. Yeah.
Since the beginning of Boruto, we've known that. Well, to say the least, we've either known that he's going to go away or die.
Yeah, he's
because
dead.
They say he's away. Well, yeah, the way it seems now, yeah.
So the line pretty. I don't know if you have a picture of it with Kawaki in the beginning there, but essentially the line is, "I'll send you to where your father is." That implies that he's dead. So yeah, it's that kind of delivery on the line, and it's a time skip forward where Boruto and this guy he's fighting are a little bit older, and then we jump back to I just graduated from Ninja Academy Boruto. So
yeah.
It's all GT at this point. Yeah.
I mean, from basically the outset, now that Kishimoto's going to come and redo his story again, I'm going to be expecting the beat for beat. Because when they initially said Boruto was going to be a retelling of Naruto, like not a retelling, I'm using the wrong word. But it was going to follow the spirit of Naruto, but be its
spiritual
own
successor kind of thing.
Yeah. Which always bothered me because, I mean, if you're going to continue the story. But, anyway, just seems like now they're giving Naruto this final form. I'm trying to find a good picture of it. But essentially, it's like it doesn't scream anything different from his other forms. It's really the consequence of what they're implying. Like, instead of using chakra, he's like burning away his life energy or something like that.
And it's some nonsense Kurama knew about it the whole time, and it's,
there's like this thing with all of them here. That's cool. No, honestly, it's like it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't scream almighty, all-powerful. It looks dope, but it doesn't say I am the most badass ninja to have ever lived. I don't know if that's in there. Hang on.
I found it.
That's not the one. Okay, yeah, put that one up because I just put the other one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, my feelings aren't as strong because my investment in Naruto isn't as deep, but I really wanted Boruto to be something different. I wanted it to be better. I wanted it to be less bullshit, but it's been so much more bullshit than any Naruto has ever amassed.
It's literally GT in my opinion. There's I try not to go by I try not to go by work things. I try not to go by the anime because animes, especially long ones like this, are like 50% filler, literally. If you look at like percentages, it's like 49-50 usually.
Yeah.
So there's a comparison of like episode 53 in Boruto versus episode 53 in Naruto. And episode 53, we were like well into the Chunin exams, and I think that was the Neji and Naruto fight. And Boruto, he's still just like farting around the village. So
yeah. I mean, legit. I think I watched the first 80 episodes. I watched the first 80 episodes of Boruto, not like I don't even know how to express it. As they were released.
Mm-hmm.
So I committed to at least give it 80 fucking episodes.
I tried.
And
I think I made it to 10 and I fell asleep.
Yeah, I think of the 80, I think 10 of them were fun. 10. And each of them had the older characters in it.
Yep.
So, you're not... Yeah. Anyway.
It's GT. That's what I'm saying. It's GT.
Yeah. So Naruto's probably going to die after he uses this Super Saiyan Foxy form.
Super Saiyan Fox.
Yeah, it's really just it. I mean, he just looks a little more Fox. He has more Kurama features, and if it's burning away his life, he's gonna try to take out.
It's another Utsuki. So you find out that the main bad guy from Naruto, the final boss of Naruto, is an alien.
Yeah.
You find that out. She's an alien, and in this iteration, a lot more of the aliens are showing up. And they're just
like a lot more.
Yeah,
like a number where you're like, okay, if it's been thousands of years and she's been the only one,
like the entire clan like got the phone call and was like, okay, I guess we're going to Earth now because they literally live on the moon because they're aliens. Yeah. So the newest dude like traps Naruto in an urn or some shit, and then this is his last resort to save I don't know. It's stupid.
No,
it's
all
so
I know
dumb.
is like
I don't care. Honestly, I genuinely.
They're gonna go into the time skip, and the time skip's gonna be like either a giant arc of how Boruto becomes.
It's gonna be the Boruto going after Kawaki arc.
Yeah, but like, it's a Sasuke arc again. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be
yeah.
Boruto going after Kawaki, because I'm pretty sure they're cool right now. Like, I think they're friends.
They are, but I get the vibe that, you know, Kawaki got suddenly zapped to their final battle, where the Otsutsuki guy is, because I'm thinking he's going to end up with the cart. He's going to end up putting the mark back on him, and that's it.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be it.
I don't even know what you just said to me, so that's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. The karma mark is like a whole thing what they're focusing on in Boruto, but it's exactly the same thing as like a Jinchuriki. Exactly the same thing.
Is that what the lines are with the eyes and everything that they're both on and on about?
The principle. I mean, there's nuances that are different. I'm not going to say, you know, it's exactly the same, but all I am saying is, like, when you're talking about a story element and you're talking about a purpose, it's exactly the same. You're taking an obstacle and you're sealing it away.
Yeah. Cool.
And that's it.
Great.
Yeah.
Sick.
And then they're going to do a fusion thing, because now Boruto's being possessed by Momoshiki, and it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing.
Literally, and especially now that Kishimoto's back, it's gonna be the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Oh Lord.
And yeah, manga's in rough shape, and that's why when we get stuff like Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, that we pray that they stick to what works and they stick to what's fresh, because holy crap, man.
Yeah. Have you ever checked out No Guns Life?
No.
You should check that out. You'd like that. It's very noir, but it's very anime at the same time.
No Guns Life.
Yeah, No Guns Life.
All right, let me see if I can find something.
If you find a guy with a revolver for a head, you found the right picture.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing. That's another series. So I'm reading 3 series right now, and I highly recommend all of them. Demons, technically 4. Actually 5, I lied, but the one I kind of put on pause because there's a lot.
Let's do that. Go ahead. What are you into right now?
Blade of the Immortal is a fantastic series that is so goddamn amazing that everyone should read. They just released the deluxe edition, like the leatherback deluxe edition, like they've been doing for some series. They just released that. So you can go and pick that up. If not, they have like omnibuses of all the volumes. That's how I've been doing it. So I probably won't get the deluxe just because I have 4 or 5 of the omnibuses already. That was turned into some movies and animes and stuff like that already. It's amazing.
I watched the movie, and wow.
It wasn't bad. Takashi Miike did that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah. That was his thousandth film, I believe, or something like that, or 100th. Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, it was one of the milestones. Like it's like 100 films. It was something absurd like that. So.
Holy crap.
I'm reading Demon Slayer, obviously. Again, I'm doing the physical releases, so I know you can get all the chapters online right now, but I'm trying to avoid that because physical stuff.
Yeah, please support the official release.
Yeah, technically reading Samurai 8, but again, that's going to end soon, so that's cool. I'm reading No Guns Life. I'm on the 3rd volume of that. I think there's 7 or 8. I keep touching my mic. And then I'm also reading a manga called Hell's Paradise, which is super dope, and I highly recommend that one too. I'm on like a ninja samurai kick right now. So that's another one of those guys. Essentially you have this dude who, he's from the Koga clan, like from, Shinobi and all those, Basilisk, like the Koga clan, the Koga clan.
The clan, the same clan, or
the same clan? It's one, I'm pretty sure it's Koga.
Okay.
He's from one of those villages. It's one of those 2 villages. And I forget his moniker, but it's something like the Hollow, like Geki the Hollow or something like that. And this dude is caught because he's banished from his village for breaking one of their like sacred rules kind of thing. So he's banished from the village, and if he ever goes back, they'll kill him. But his wife is there. You find out later, and that's pretty much the only thing driving him is seeing his wife, even though he's known for being this hollow like murder machine because he's super famous villager kind of thing, or ninja. But he's captured and they try to kill him like 18 times, but because he's a shinobi and has undergone this ridiculous training, like they light him on fire, they try to stretch him out, and the horses break the things and all that kind of ridiculous. Like they light him on fire and he just walks out and goes, "Woo, that was cool," that kind of thing.
Dope. What else you got?
He's recruited by this clan of swordsmen that are specifically tailored to do executions. So he's recruited by this girl for a super high mission from the shogun kind of thing. And her clan, their entire swordsmanship style revolves around executing people. And it's a very interesting way that they do it, where it's a very visually strong series, where so far they really haven't done anything super radical in terms of story or anything like that, but like it's just visually striking.
I mean, sometimes that's really it. I mean, you can have a moderate story, but it'd be brilliant to look at.
Yeah, so there's some, I'm trying to find the image specifically I'm looking for, but like I'll just pull up a couple random shots. You'll see what I mean. I believe there's an anime, or there's one coming out soon. I honestly don't know, but essentially this mission is to find the Fountain of Youth, the Elixir of Youth. So that's the Hollow Kid. That's the main dude doing his thing. His whole, like his main ability is he ignites himself via the oils in his skin, so he can just like super punch people, and he does all kinds of like shoryukens and stuff like that. And yeah,
damn,
he just lights people on fire. It's cool.
I'm okay with that. I've always been okay with this.
So the mission that they do is to find the Elixir of Life for the Shogun. They go to this island that no one has ever come back from, and they find all these crazy creatures like this that are just these weird plant amalgams, and there's this almost like horror aspect to it, which is also kind of why I like it.
It looks very like just this image alone. I dig it, man.
Yeah.
If you're telling me this is like the typical art,
yeah, it is. It's this kind of thing, and that's not even like the stuff I don't really want to put up, even though we curse. I just don't want to put up because it might like freak some people out.
Yeah, that's not.
But yeah, it's crazy.
That's nice. Wow.
Yeah. Like you can just do a quick Google search on like Hell's Paradise. A whole bunch of cool stuff will just pop up. The entire point is on this island that there's these like godlike creatures. They're actually called the Sages, and they're basically the Espada. Oh, may have lost the stream. Give it a second here. I don't know what happened.
Stand by. Okay,
it came back. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're back.
It came back on. So it's just very interesting, and the way that they use like Shinto mythology and things like that, and to incorporate into these very bizarre, weird Buddha creatures is very interesting, and the art lends a lot to it as well.
Okay. Guess we got booted.
Yeah, it came back on, so you just got to refresh it.
Okay. There we go.
Cool. Yeah, I highly recommend that. I can't recommend. I don't really want to get into it because we don't have all the time in the world. But I highly recommend that one as well. And I'm getting dropped frames. Why am I getting dropped frames? So
I think it's me. Oh, it's me.
Is it you?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on. Maybe I can fix it. Hold on.
Can I like change your settings?
I'm trying.
See if you can like lower your video quality or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying right here. I'm doing. Yep. Okay, too low.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Hold on. Yeah. That looks kind of sketchy. Am I even moving? Oh, I can't see me. I hope you can.
You're moving fine. I just wouldn't load up Twitch if you have that open, because that'll chew up your internet.
Yeah, I got nothing going on now, so it's like just. Oh, it's doing the same.
Josh said it's back up. So
okay, yeah, whatever, man. Okay.
No, don't end the stream. Okay, cool. Hopefully it'll stay good. I don't know. It was giving me a thing that we're dropping frames. Anyway, so yeah, that's I just read Hell's Paradise. That's all I'm gonna say. Read Hell's Paradise. Read Blade of the Immortal. All kinds of good manga out there. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
I haven't gotten into anything new. I guess I'm just. I listen to the guy who does the updates and the leaks and all that stuff because I really don't have the time to read them like I want to. But I am doing, like I said earlier, I'm doing a lot of the like a radio thing, like a TTS auto reader. So if I find a file of something that I want to listen to, like I'm learning how to do the creepypasta stuff. I'm learning how to do more editing stuff. I'm learning how to do better sound checking. The only thing is that I can't watch the videos, but I can I can listen like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like I'm like repeating the same lesson over and over, so that when I'll go and try it, it'll it'll probably stick better. But all this is just an effort for me to launch the channel soon. I think I give me like another 2 weeks and I can have I have all 40 edited, so they're good to go. I just need some kind of visual background, some kind of original visual thing that I won't get slapped for. But we'll see.
I mean, you got those commission hookups now. Just commissions.
That's true. It's true. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely soon, and
Cool.
and hopefully, the way things look with, oh my goodness, the comics. So my whole idea is to learn how to appreciate comics on a level that, when I'm ready to do mine, I know what style I want to go in. Because the one thing I'm noticing, and again, this is a comic book newbie. All right, I know what panels look like. I just never understood the levels and the nuance that you can do with them.
Yeah.
So it's a whole level of storytelling that, now that I'm focusing on telling a story in that way, it's really opened up different ideas for my writing, and I've been on a tear lately just because of this visual aspect that my writing has never been truly like XYZ has to look like XYZ. Like I've never written that, because it's just never been my style. But now being able to express that, and yet trusting the idea that even if I describe it like a pile of dog shit, somebody's going to be able to write it or come up with a sketch from it and bring it to life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a level of appreciation that I'm going with hard, and I think it's really having an effect on the motivation, on my output, and like it's crazy. So that's why I'm reading more comics now. So if you know a good comic, American, whatever, because I don't want to do a manga yet. I'm going to try to do that later. Like I want to do a traditional comic first, or traditional in the sense where the expected when you think of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting. I don't know much.
Like I said, I've been kind of in the same boat where like the creative juices have been flowing. It's, I don't know. That's
yeah.
cool.
So
like, I'm gonna get into that. Mine's definitely gonna be more manga style, because that's always been my art style.
Yeah,
I am exploring more Western stuff lately, especially the way they do shading and cross hatching and all that kind of stuff. I'm exploring more like Western style stuff, just because it's bad to kind of put the blinders on when you're trying to learn. So
let's say next time we touch base, we'll kind of give a good update on where we're at with our stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
But our next episode is going to be interesting.
Our next episode?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So, did you?
Oh yeah.
The big thing I've been working on.
The big
for weeks.
thing that you've been busting your ass to make happen.
Yeah. So we have a special guest appearing onto the show this Thursday. It'll be December 3rd at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. We have a special guest from Bluefin Brands and Team Kamen Rider. They are the ones bringing all the Kamen Rider toys westward and making them regularly available. Not just Kamen Rider either. It's, there's all kinds of Gundams and Transformers and all kinds of toys and whole range of stuff. They'll be talking about what they do and how they're working on bringing Kamen Rider west, and hopefully
amazing service. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to have them on for more than just this once, and I'm excited. We're looking forward to it, so it'll be cool.
Yeah,
check it out.
If you have
it's
any
Thursday.
questions you'd like us, definitely leave us some comments, any suggestions of things that you guys want to discuss with them, and
questions,
we'll definitely
kick
them their way.
Let us know. But yeah, should we finally get into our review for this week?
Sure. Let us surmise that, because honestly, I think we can condense Revelations to a 10-minute explanation.
I mean, to be fair, half the movie is a fight scene. So
I have legit. I have 3 questions that are still bothering me, because I watched the dub, so I still don't know if I know the actual story. But all right, so basically, let's do a quick recap of the prophecy. The prophecy, we're introduced to this Kara's character, who's immediately killed by the villain. We're introduced to the new Karas. He gets his ass kicked. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Sums up pretty much it.
pretty much it. You get this big fancy transformation. Dude turns into a jet. He's got a fancy sword.
Oh yeah, super dope. Super dope. Everything is pretty as hell. But makes no sense.
Yeah. So,
and in this second chapter, they attempt to make sense of the nonsense that you saw in the first chapter. However, I think the way you have to watch these movies is watch the first one, watch the second one, rewatch the first one, rewatch the second one, and then watch them continuously.
And
That's
then
the only
wait about
way.
12 years, watch it in the sub, and then pretend like you know what they're about.
For all your questions on your rib cage, so that when they dig up your body, they can answer them for you.
So I'm going for the next, I don't know, however long it takes to review this movie, I'm going to pretend like I still know what's going on, even though I still have no idea. But the sub did make things a little more clear. So
Otoha,
yes, that's our main character.
Otoha is a zombified spirit because he has a corporeal body that used to be.
Are we going to badly explain this movie? Is that what we're doing?
I'm trying to. I'm giving you what I know. I'm giving you exactly what I know. This is what I know. So, Otoha, the main character's dead body, is being used as the vessel for the Karas main character, but the physical body also had a backstory that he had a brother that died, and then he is the son of a crime boss who happens to be his father, who also happens to be his brother.
So no, okay.
So, what the fuck happened?
This is why
movie,
I said
bro?
the dub is not great when it comes to a translation. So
there's literally incest in here, and it makes no sense because it's like, why?
So, you find out Otoha, our main character. So again, to recap from the first movie, Otoha is our main protector, city man transformation, does cool stuff.
Karas. He's the Karas.
He's the Karas. You find out that he was in a coma during the first movie, and when he wakes up, well, when they destroy the Karas body, he wakes up, and now we follow the aftermath of this event, because that's the final battle.
Right.
He wakes up, he kills the one demon, yada, yada, yada. So
that's what it was. So
yes, he was in a coma, and he wakes up, because why would they just have a dead body like sitting in a
But
hospital?
that's my point. It's like they don't. It doesn't deliberately say that he's alive. It's just
No,
you don't
but it's
get
also
the sense
it
that,
doesn't seem to be very long after when he falls into the coma. So
true. It's just I don't know.
He's
I'm
comatose, so he's doing like an astral projection kind of thing because it has to do with spirits and demons and all that kind of stuff. So he's in a coma. His body, he wakes up. His astral projection stops, but his Karas sword is still there. So he uses that to murder the demons in front of him. And you find out a little bit of his backstory not long after. We'll get into the other characters too. You find out some other stuff before that, but they eventually get into, it's supposed to be this fall from grace kind of thing because he was the city's protector. He was a great dude. He was a doctor for the demons on the yokai and all that kind of stuff. And you find out that he wasn't always such a great dude. You find out he was a member of a Yakuza group and was essentially a hitman. And they used him as a hitman because he has a very... I don't know if he has the thing where he doesn't feel pain or just a very low pain threshold.
Doesn't feel pain. He doesn't feel anything.
I don't think he feels pain at all. He has that, disease, which is, I think when you say that, some people think like, oh, he just doesn't feel pain. That must be great. But like pain is literally how you feel pressure on anything. It's how you exist, essentially.
That's how you know.
Yeah, like if you're, like I wear contacts when I'm not wearing my glasses. And if I didn't feel pain, I wouldn't know I'm putting my finger through my eyeball probably. So it's that kind of thing. He doesn't feel that, so he's a weirdo to begin with, so he eventually has. It's not his brother. The younger kid is not his brother. It's his.
But in the thing, it is.
It's because he calls him Oni-chan.
I know, but that's what I mean.
You know what that is. They call that just like a person they look up to as like an older friend kind of thing. It's not literally his brother. It's. At least that's the way I interpreted it. I don't know. He just calls him Oni-chan because, superior, whatever.
Yes. We're going to go with yes because I don't know.
So they have a plan because they're both sick of, hurting people and being in the Yakuza and all this. They have a plan to steal some money and run away together. Just given the rest of the context of this, I don't know if they're involved with each other or not. They kind of, to me, it kind of had that vibe, but they could just be bros. I honestly don't know. I don't really care. It serves no purpose to the story whatsoever.
That's all I'm trying to figure out. It's like, what is relevant to the story? Because none of the stuff in the English dub that had to do with the guy, the character himself, the human, mattered like at all.
So it's flavor text. That's all it is. It's flavor text to flesh out Otoha, so he's not just Silent Man number 7. That's all it was.
But he could have been Silent Man number 7 the whole time, and it wouldn't have changed. And it would have been perfectly
anything. Fine. And one of the biggest thing that bugs me is such a petty little thing, but I'll get into that in a little bit. You'll find out why as soon as I explain it. You'll understand.
Okay.
But essentially, them having a bond, wanting to take care of each other, they decide to run away, and they're stopped when they're trying to steal the money. Otoha protects it. Do you remember his name? I don't remember his name. The friend? Brother? Whatever.
Redhead.
Yeah,
whatever.
Redhead. It starts with an R. I just don't remember his name. I think it's like Ray, something like that. Otoha protects him and is shot and falls from like a 2-story building. Yeah, he gets clocked multiple times with some bullets. Falls and literally drowns in his own blood. So that's where we actually opened in the first movie after the first initial fight where the first Karas dies. We opened to that hospital bed again, rushing through the hallway. And you find out that's what happened. That's when Otoha goes into the coma, things like that. So the first thing Otoha does when he wakes back up is go and saves his buddy again, who has been basically beaten and tortured for what happened, because it's the Yakuza. They're not great. They're probably cool, but they're not great people. They're badasses, but they're not cool.
They'll be our overlords when we get over there, but yeah.
Sure, that's your thing. You can deal with that.
That's fine.
You could lose your pinky. That's cool. That's on you. So it's... Yeah, that's essentially what it is. So he goes, and they have this moment where, Otoha saves him. He goes through this trouble. He's human again, but he's still fighting pretty much like the Karas.
Yeah,
he's taking on dudes with guns, and it's very anime and ridiculous because he has a sword and he's fighting dudes with like Uzis. But whatever.
But that's the whole thing, is that it's pretty, and you forget it because it looks damn good.
They got that stormtrooper syndrome where they just can't shoot. I did really like when he storms into the club into the beginning. So there's this cool scene where he storms into the club, and obviously a bunch of Yakuza guys have guns, but he doesn't. So he throws the bodyguard against the door to make it look like he's standing in front of it. They open fire, and then he busts through with this dude using him as a meat shield, which I thought was kind of cool.
The whole thing is everything about this stylistically is amazing. It's just none of it made sense to me because I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, it's not the most clear thing, and it leaves a lot of to your interpretation. It's kind of like Dark Souls. It just leaves a lot to your interpretation. You fill in whatever gaps you want. But not long after Otoha saves his buddy, his old boss shoots him in the head. He shoots his buddy in the head, and immediately
right off of his back,
he's literally just holding him on his back, donkey style, just holding him, and done.
And then,
that's the end of that. So he charges at this boss, and there's a very weird expository, I guess is the word, line where he goes, "I never should have had you with my mother."
Yes.
Because he calls him brother first, and that one I'm pretty sure is a literal brother. So you find out that Otoha is a child of incest between his brother and his mother. So
I can't. I had to take 5 minutes and just not for a minute.
Why I don't know, but
process it, reprocess it, and just move on, because it does nothing for the story. So it literally does nothing.
This breaks Otoha's brain naturally, like it did everyone else watching. So this breaks Otoha, and we are intervened with a second Karas almost out the gate.
Yes.
And which is kind of, I told you she was going to do stuff in this movie. So,
but did she?
She swung her cool glaive around. That's what she did.
Twice.
Twice. So, and then she turned into a jet once or twice too. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the main event was always going to be Otoha and Echo going at it. So.
Yeah, but if you're going to introduce 5, well, how many other Karases were there? There were 7, right?
That's my biggest issue with this movie.
That doesn't make sense.
You have these super cool armored dudes ready to rock, but you can't because, bullshit spirit rules. Yeah.
Because rules. Because them the rules.
Because Uranes, we explained it last time, but just so you know, Uranes are their, the Whis to their Beerus, their guardian, whatever you want to call them, the guardian angel thing. But they are created from an amalgamation of City's will. Because that makes so much sense. Now, how is that
possible?
Don't worry about it.
How is it possible?
Because cities have brains. That's how. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Listen. Just
meow. She says meow, bro.
She says meow.
She says meow.
She literally is born and then says meow. But goddamn it, I love this movie.
I'm not gonna say that it's not awesome to look at. I just have no idea what's going on, and I gave up trying.
Yeah.
I gave up.
Yep,
I'm
that's what you gotta do.
Just swing the sword. Just swing the sword, pretty man. Just
Shut up and swing the sword. Stop talking. You're making it worse. Shut up and swing the sword.
Echo is enjoyable when they do the whole tendril thing throughout the city. Oh wait, I'm skipping around a bit because it's like, again, I can only remember the major things. Sakazaki,
the guy, the detective guy,
the detective dude. Okay, why?
Because he needed to die. That's why,
bro. Like, he went out like the Kong, the Skull Island dude, who just like loaded up a chest full of grenades to get rid.
So Sakazaki was our, like, he was
Sakazaki.
our Sagisaka. There we go.
Sagisaka. Thank you.
Soggy socks. Anyway, those suck. He's our grounding, explanatory character where he just knows what's going on without being a part of this kind of thing.
He's Mulder with like he's always got that chaos theory in his head.
Yeah, like he's Mr. Encyclopedia from Baki. He just knows what's going on somehow because he's insane. You find out what happens to his daughter, so you find out that one of these Mikuta had murdered her entire class, and it's pretty violent, actually. This movie's a lot bloodier than the first one is. Like, a lot bloodier.
Significantly
bloodier. But you find out that the Mikuta murdered this class, and that's why she's mute and going a little nuts, which I get. I mean, I may not like most of the people, but I'm sure if a bunch of them got murdered around me, I'd snap too. It's so... I'm trying to think of the easiest one because, like,
it's my nihilism. I apologize.
The events that happen in this movie won't make sense to anyone who hasn't watched it, so I'm trying to, like, reorder them in my head to explain it better.
But I have, and I still don't get it.
So the thing with Otoha happens, right? So, and then Echo, our main bad guy, who is a previous Karas trying to purge the world and make
the same city. The same city.
Yeah.
So that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He's upset now. Let me know if I'm right. He's pissed off because the world forgot the old ways.
Yes.
That's it.
He's upset that essentially that the modern world forgot about the spirit world. That's pretty much what he's pissed about. And the fact that they aren't scared of demons and things like that anymore, and just the gratitude for Karas and all this kind of stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not so much that he gives a shit.
It
yeah, it's the God complex. Yeah. It's like, I'm great. You should have loved me.
Praise me.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. So you find out this character, who we saw fight in the first movie, it was the opening scene. That's really the only thing he does in the first one, other than be like, go, minions. In this, you find out that he still has a Urine, and it's this, like, cobbled corpse in literally, like, the Saiyan pods. It's a corpse in a Saiyan pod that's just like, kill me!
And he does.
And then he also captured Otoha's Urine.
Yeah.
And he murders both of them. He murders both Urines like that.
Done.
Yeah. So you're thinking, oh man, there's no way he can become Karas again. This is crazy.
But actually, it'll be super easy.
But then Nue shows up, and I think he captured Nue at some point. Nue shows up.
So he gets him because of his little brother, right?
Right. So you find out that Echo
Nue is essentially a Duracell battery. He's like a Lego Duracell battery.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Nue, one of our main characters in the last one, who is played by Matthew Lillard, which is kind of cool. He shows up to try and stop Echo. Again, fails because he's a tertiary character at this point. And basically Echo beats the shit out of him. And you find out there's this huge machine underneath the city that is powered by these 7 Mikuta that he had created. Which why he didn't just build them into this machine, I'll never figure out. But whatever. Because
they
needed a reason to have a big dumb machine.
Exactly.
So literally, Nue and his brother are plugged into this machine, as you said, Duracell batteries to power it up. And then Spider Lady sacrifices herself into the tendrils,
like uncomfortably, willingly.
Yeah, like she's all about it until it starts to get real, and then she's not.
It's like what? Yeah, and then she starts screaming. Like, okay, you don't get to scream at that point.
Mistakes were made. Excuse me.
You're good.
It's. Yeah, he built this big machine that literally blocks off the city for reasons. I don't.
Yeah.
I got nothing. There's towers with each of their names on it, like all the demons' names.
He extends like these blood tendrils, and apparently he's absorbing blood into his body.
It literally turned to the Clifot tree from Devil May Cry 5. That's literally what it turns into.
Yeah, whatever that is.
It's literally that. So it's like these tendrils coming out, sucking blood out of people, killing people, and feeding it to the top, that sort of thing. And they're pumping into Echo. He has this like suit that kind of came out of nowhere that he just like plugs the tendrils into his back, and he's absorbing all their power and all this. And so that's the big master plan: create this machine, become all powerful, become God.
That's it.
That's it. That's literally the motivation here. Because
ultimately, like because he defeats him.
He does.
But nothing happened. You know what I mean?
I mean, they ran around the sewers for a while, then they went into the room.
It's nothing changed because the spirits ended up going back to the other world anyway. Like,
yes, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't even like a new society where humanity respects the spirits or anything like that. It's just like Kars protected the city again. Cool. Next.
Yeah, and then he even goes and he protects them as the humans are about to shoot at the fiends.
Yep.
And he cuts the one guy's sword. And he's like, I protect the city, even from assholes like you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep. It's like, literally he becomes Batman, and that's how the movie ends.
Yeah, the crows at the end was very heavy-handed with that. But
yeah, so like we had a shot in I don't know if you remember from when he fought the Water Goblin in the first movie, where he does like the wing thing and he's standing on the perch and all that, and he's being very Batman about it, which is fine. Batman. Whatever, I get it. Dark hero, whatever. Dark animal motif, black. Got it.
Right, final grade for Karas in general.
I mean, do you want objective or my personal opinion?
Let's do them both because I have both.
Objectively, it's a hard 6. Hard 6.
Ooh, dang.
Maybe even lower.
That's pretty low. It's surprisingly low from you.
Well, objectively, because it's not great. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but it's pretty.
Okay.
So it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it's pretty, and it's cool, and I like it, and it's Tatsunoko, so cool. Personally, it's 9. Honestly, I really love these movies for being dumb fun. I just like the visuals and things mainly. So
yeah, that's kind of. I mean, honestly, I saw the dub, so it's a 2. But it's really just because I don't know what I should feel or what I need to feel about any of these characters.
Yeah. About
any of those stakes, and the fact that ultimately it doesn't resolve in anything other than him getting a mid-season power up. Yep. For nobody now.
I didn't even know it was a mid-season power-up until I looked at images side by side. So,
yeah.
So there's a lot of plot that's still left in there that like happens. I shouldn't say plot. It's events that happen in the movie still.
Then there's stuff that happens in there.
So at one point, once this machine goes off, everyone's trying to run and hide, and the chief of police takes Sagisaka and Otoha, and Otoha just happens to be in this.
Who ends up being a typical villain like we saw coming from the last movie. Like,
and he's like super calm, and he's like, I have this bunker in case things happen, yada, yada, yada. And of course, Otoha happens to be in that bunker. But eventually the chief of police turns out to be one of these Mikuta and starts like munching on people. So the daughter has like a hard flashback to the classroom again. And that's when Sagisaka jumps in front of it and dies. Because this Mikuta picks him up, like spikes through the chest, picks him up. Sagisaka's like, I've been prepared for this! And like jumps in with all these talismans and stuff that do literally nothing. So he just gets munched.
He's like, I've been ready for you since it's like the Independence Day dude. If he just blew up at like 2 feet before the fucking 4th.
Yeah, instead of the actual ship blowing up, he just like a little fizzle. That's it.
It was, oh god.
So yeah, so then once that happens, Otoha. At this point, Otoha has met the detective from the first movie. Like all the main characters essentially come together. They all come together. And Otoha goes to fight. He tells him to get out. Otoha goes to fight this demon, and the fight eventually makes its way back up to the surface because Otoha is literally getting thrown around like a ragdoll because he can't do crap to this demon. Literal trails of blood down the street kind of thing.
Doesn't he lose an arm? I think he loses
an arm because he tries to... So he gets like a moment of like, I can do this. And he gets a little surge of power, and he sticks the sword out, and it does not work.
It gets fucking demolished.
And the sword cracks and like shoots into his eye and like tears off his arm because it's just shattering.
It does puncture his face. That's right. Shit, I forgot about that. But yeah, so nothing. And then you get the what is it? The power of tears. Everybody fucking cries for him.
Essentially, right then and there, the city births a new Urine.
Yeah,
right then and there, and he makes a new contract that lets him transform into Karas again. Yeah. So the only difference is this one's eyes stay red and it has a gold trim. That's why it was super hard to realize that. You have to remember when the first time I watched these back to back, it was a good like 6 months to a year between them. So I'd pretty much forgotten everything that happened in the first movie. But like it was
super dark.
They're all super dark. But like there is subtle changes between the two versions because it's a new Urine, so it's a different armor. Like even between the first guy that shows up and Otoha's first Karas armor, there is subtle changes. Like it has a single eye, like it has a mono eye thing going on in the first one. Little stuff like that. But this has essentially red eyes and a gold trim. That's really the only difference. So he becomes a new Karas, kills this demon in like 2 shots. He literally one-shots it. He like jumps over Shoryukens and it's dead. And, you know, he becomes the savior again. And then him and the female Karas go to fight Echo. And this is where we find out that there's all kinds of other Karases who are just chilling. Just hanging out. And some of these dudes look super badass. Like, they look like they could do some stuff.
They do. They do. They really do. Like, all those Karases that should have been... Bro, they could have even just, like, been there.
They could have been. I wouldn't have even been mad, honestly, if they did like a Bleach thing where they combine their powers to give Otoha his powers back. I wouldn't have been mad if they at least did that, or if they even did like a Knights of Ren thing where they showed up for 2 minutes to do nothing. I would have been fine with that. They literally sit there and watch. So that's it. That's all they do. And that's when you found out that there's Karases for every city. And, like, that's the most interesting aspect of the story, to see all these cool dudes. You could even get, like, a mini Sentai. Obviously, they're trying to go serious with it. But, like, you could even get, like, the Sentai team up or, like, the Ronin Warriors team up. And they just never pull that trigger. I don't know if they had plans to do more of this or not. They certainly could have. Maybe that's why they planned that.
You get the vibe that every endeavor is an attempt to make some kind of a continuous franchise. But at the same time, like, no.
Yeah. So it's... Just as with your powers combined, I'm Captain Karas. Yeah. They could have even done the Susanoo when they combined, and I wouldn't have been mad, honestly. Just as long as they did anything. So this fight with Echo is weird, because there's a lot of things to it, but it's a lot of, like, nothing.
Again, it's just your typical back and forth. They fight up and down. It's just so pretty. You just can't stop looking because it looks so damn good.
And but then at the same time, there's, like, a train dragon that he turns into.
Yeah.
That happened. So, yeah. And it's you see some cool stuff. They do the jet things. The girl is fighting most of the time with Otoha, but she gets, like, knocked out at one point.
She doesn't do much. She does, like, 2 swings, and that's
she's got a cool glaive.
She attempts to do something. She does, like, that shadow clone jutsu thing. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope, but that did literally nothing. Literally nothing.
So it literally just turns into a, like, full-on brawl between Otoha and Echo once they get Echo out of this, like, train dragon. And of course Otoha wins. I don't honestly remember how he kills him exactly. I think he just kind of cuts him eventually, right?
It's just the final slice. It's the final showdown, that typical.
That's right. They do the anime showdown, right? And they, like, swing past each other.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, and then they're dead. And then he dies.
Karas does some cool stuff with his grappling hook, though. That was kind of cool. So
this is interesting. So I was just trying to find pictures of Karas' armor, and I find this beautiful piece of beast right here.
Oh, Jotai. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Now you're speaking my language.
But anyway, yeah. So
Jotai is my favorite character in Dynasty Warriors. So
yeah. Just a shameless plug right there.
Shameless plug.
Anyway, so nothing happens. Nothing happens. He beats him. The fiends go away anyway, and we just have the
thing just, like, disappears. The little, like, thing that he's in, the big machine, the big scary like doom machine, it just disappears. They don't really, like, there's no, I mean, there's, like, reconstruction.
The devastation is still there, though. Like,
there's some reconstruction, but, like, the machine just disappears.
There's still probably thousands of dead people, but yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and focus on the thing is gone.
So, and like actual humans, this is one of my favorite parts. Like actual humans, the detective who didn't know anything, the new detective, and the daughter of Sagisaka are just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't really want to hang out here anymore, so we're gonna go.
No. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Good luck with this, guys. No rush. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
They're just like, we're going to the country where it's quiet. So deuces. Yeah, and then there's this kind of cheesy moment where like feathers are left everywhere of the main characters to like wrap it up.
He gives each of the main ones like a black feather, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and then like as they're pulling away, you see him standing on this big eagle statue Gotham thing, and you get the wings again, and then they do this really cool shot where I think if it was me, I would be terrified if I saw this because like a bunch of crows come up, but then like he turns into one. But like the way that it is, he doesn't change size or anything. So like he's just a massive crow flying through the air, and that's kind of terrifying. So
I would. Yeah,
he literally turns to the Corviknight. That's what happens. So yeah,
throw a master ball at us.
Just gunk.
Udina's just like, wait, what? Like, sorry, this is the rules.
Yeah. So that's the honestly like. I mean, there's just not a lot to go into in the Revelation other than they throw some random things to make it.
Not a whole lot of revelation in the Revelation. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, probably a little less than I thought there was originally.
Yeah,
I feel like I kind of hyped that up last episode, but whatever.
But I mean, at the same time, you had the same point where we have all the information they give us, we just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of gaps where it's like, okay, I don't.
So yeah. That's pretty much it for Kados.
I would highly recommend someone watch it at least once.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't not watch it. Don't worry about deep diving.
Yeah.
Don't ever think about it.
And that's the only thing they've ever done. There's no series or follow up or anything like that, which I feel like they were kind of going for. But yeah, there's no series follow up or anything like that. The only follow up is the Tatsunoko versus Capcom game we were talking about last time. So,
absolute monster.
That's where he'll die. Yeah.
It's not too late. Maybe one day.
But I mean, that was a 40th anniversary project, so like maybe we passed the 50th. Maybe 60. Maybe we'll get another Cars thing.
Yeah, that's when it'll happen. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
So once to reiterate the shameless plug for the next episode coming up, we also last committed to try to do Space Sheriff Gavan. So at some point we'll do that review. I think we did we wanted to do the first 10. I started. Holy crap, it's retro. Really, really retro.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
I honestly haven't started it yet. It's been hell week at work because retail and Black Friday and things. So I haven't had
PS5
yet.
Hey, you got any PS5s?
Don't even start. Do not. It's every person who walks in and asks me that is like, look at this cheeky joke.
Yeah. Hey, you have any PS5s? Fuck you, man.
Like, oh man, hey man, how can I help you? PS5. Okay, listen.
So, in all honesty, though, like this is barring any stupid joke. Like, is it because of the people who are? I still don't understand the term, but
I'm going to give everyone. Them? Yes, I'm going to give everyone the explanation of why this is the way it is. One. Okay. Biggest and most obvious reason, 2020 is the greatest year ever. Biggest, most obvious reason, COVID. So,
stop it.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2, any console launch, there's always going to be a limited amount. There's always has been. People just may not remember. It's never been this low, but there's always been a limited amount. They've always been hard to get when the first couple months they launch. Always been that way. 3, console players are now experiencing the blights of what PC people have experienced for years now when it comes to new graphics cards and things where bots are buying up a lot of the inventory because so much stuff has shifted. Not that it wasn't when the previous generation came out, but so much of it is focused on online ordering now. They use bots to buy up inventory and they hoard. And I think it was something like the one scalping group had like 350 they're just sitting on. I think IGN or Kotaku posted an article about it. They're just sitting on 350 PlayStations, marking them up twice as much and selling them. So those are your big 3 reasons. Because they're going to be available online first, no matter what. These bots buy all that stuff up, so people don't get them. And again, COVID and other things too. Was it 3,500? Okay, I thought it was 350, but I believe that too, honestly. But yeah, so this is a thing that console players haven't really had to face till this point, but it's a thing that's been going on for years.
That is insanity. 3,500 fucking PlayStations.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you can sell them at double price because everyone wants them.
No. I mean, I know why. I just mean like, wow.
I get the hustle. I'm the one who has to deal with the fallout, but I get the hustle.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I didn't buy the PlayStation 4 when that came out for like the first year, just because fuck that. Like,
I had an Xbox One the first time, but now I have a PC, so there's literally no point to me having an Xbox. It'd be a $500 Netflix machine when I have 3 of them attached to the TV right now.
One day I will join the PC race.
One day. I highly recommend it to everyone now that I've taken that dive. So
I'm thinking. I just don't know where I'm going to start and where to start with the budget ISIS stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
So
anyway, I think that's a good point to wrap it up.
December 3rd, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Everyone hang out right here on the channel. We will be, again, having an interview with Bluefin Brands and Team Kamen Rider and see what those guys are up to. And I'm really excited for that. Hopefully we can, again, build a little bond out of that and have them on regularly or something. I don't know. We'll see.
It'll be
collaboration. We'll start there. So
like-minded individuals who like the nerdiness that we like.
Yeah. I'm all for spreading the holy gospel that is Kamen Rider. So as most of the people that are part of this channel.
We're prepping the Kool-Aid now.
Yeah. I have the stir in the back, so I'm going to go do that. throw some ice in it, maybe. If you want to follow me on any of the social medias, I am Carl. You can find me at Kaiju Karudu. That's 2 R's at the end there. Instead of an L.
Like Karuruman.
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 No, did I tell you? Sorry, I gotta bring this point up on the podcast. Did I tell you my Luchador name? I have figured out my Luchador name.
What's your Luchador name?
So, when I eventually ascend into Luchador greatness, which will never happen.
Absolutely.
Because I'm fat.
No, I will.
But I have demanded that most of my employees now refer to me as my Luchador name, which is El Fuego de Reptilia. So,
El Fuego de Reptilia, the fire lizard.
The fire of the lizard. And whenever I enter the room, a spotlight shoots down, some rose petals fall. Ta-dun! El Fuego de Reptilia.
That's perfect.
That's it. So
I dig it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. El Fuego de Reptilia. I don't
have episode over. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, okay. I'm just that sick mirror tricks. I'll work on my Luchador intro.
Yeah, you gotta. We're all picking up Luchador names. That's our thing now. So
that's awesome. El Fuego
de Reptilia.
All right. This was Tokudon. That was El Fuego de Reptilia.
El Fuego de Reptilia signing off.
See ya.
See you guys later.
In a world of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters, these heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl, Josh, and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of tokusatsu. Now, open wide.